and they asked Neil Walker to come to camp. They asked Francisco Liriano to come to camp. Liriano lands a minor league deal Wednesday with the Phillies worth up to $1.5 million. He's got a $1.25 million incentive. He'll be a non-roster invitee. Now, he pitched in relief in 2019. He had a 3.47 ERA, 63 strikeouts in 70 innings with the Pirates. Not overly dominant against left-handed bats, 295 on base average. But Liriano did hold his own against righties, similar numbers against right-handers, and he may stick around and make that Phillies club. But that's 4 former Pirates now on the Phillies, and that's not exactly the stock I want to be getting. That meaning I want to get throw-offs from the Pirates. But at any rate, the Phillies have these 4 guys coming to camp. We'll see what they make him produce this year in the city of brotherly love. Finally, in just these tidbits, Ian Anderson, one of the top prospects in the Braves organization, starting pitcher, the right-hander. He only made 5 starts at AAA last year. He may not push for an opening day rotation spot, but he's been invited to spring training by the Braves. He did struggle last year at AAA in those starts, 6.57 ERA, but he did have a strong year at AA Mississippi earlier in the year and 21 starts at AA, a 2.68 ERA. The Braves consider him part of their future, at least that's what they're saying. So Ian Anderson will be going to big league camp. He's one of these players that we'll keep our eye on during spring training to see the progress he may have made. The Braves, they've already got a rotation set, but they're always looking at young arms. And the Braves rotation, the thing about the Braves, I still think they're in on Nolan Arenado. We talked about that earlier. Could Anderson be possibly involved in some type of trade if he has a spring training that comes out really well? We'll keep our eye on that one as well.
So the only thing left really this morning that I can think of to talk about are managers. And, the Mets have filled their manager slot. The fallout from the cheating scandal, I don't know what else to call it, Astrogate, whatever they want to call it. But the fallout of that, the Mets have replaced their manager. Houston still has not replaced theirs. Now, Mets manager, new manager, Luis Rojas, signed to a multi-year deal. Brandon Van Wigan announced on Wednesday. He's the son of longtime major leaguer Felipe Alou, half-brother of Mets outfielder Moises Alou. He was the Mets quality control coach. He's 38 years old. This 13 years as a coach and manager in the Mets minor league system. I was reading in the chat room, and it's interesting that I think it was Andrea mentioned it somewhere up. I read a few minutes ago as I was talking about these tidbits and news bits. Vizquel, Anazi Guillen. Now, Omar Vizquel, former shortstop, he has been a manager in the Chicago White Sox farm system. He managed at Winston-Salem a few years ago when Eloy Jimenez was coming through. He's not been mentioned in any major league situations, but Omar Vizquel could be a great manager, and he would, in my opinion, be able to fit right into a scheme, whether it be in New York or whether it be in Houston or maybe even in Boston. There was mention in the chat room this morning Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie Guillen having managed before for the White Sox, having major league experience. Certainly he'd bring some energy to either Houston or to Boston if they're looking for that type of manager. Dusty Baker's been interviewed in Houston. I think also Eduardo Perez has been interviewed in Houston. And the manager and their attitude and their work ethic and outlook towards the game has a lot to do with how a team might respond. So interesting to see who they bring in. Rael Ibanez has been mentioned. Now, I understand Ibanez has gone out publicly and said he's not really interested in managing at this point. But certainly respect of players and ability to communicate with the younger ones as well. And that's the key. I mean, it's a different game than what we grew up in. We'll see what happens with these manager situations. Right now it's conjecture, but certainly something that we will, I'm sure in the next couple of weeks there will be decisions made, and we'll be hearing about who is in place in these different positions. Hey, it's been great being with you this morning. I guess everyone knows, guest Theodore, Andrea, Clarona, Dale, George, Lenny, Kevin, Taco. I love Taco. With extra sour cream sometimes. Timothy Hooker, various guests in the chat room this morning. Phil Chaplin, today's lineup, following me, I assume right on deck, ready to get in the batting box right now, is Kevin Hastings. Aloha from Hawaii. Looking forward to hearing from you, Kevin. It's been great having all of you guys in the chat room. We did outfielders today. I may go a little bit deeper into outfielders on the next show because there's a lot of outfielders out there. But we're going to go and I'm going to rank every position over the next few weeks. That's what we're going to be talking about on the show. I may do a little more outfield next show. That will be Monday. There's been some rumblings that Phil Chaplin and I might do a show this weekend. So keep your eye out on that. I've got a link on my Facebook page, Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. It's a part of my Facebook page. Go look for it. I'm going to try to update things on there. Lenny, great job this morning. Always enjoy it. Andrea, when is the guide coming out? I need to know because I want to see how your guide and rankings compare with mine. I have a sneaky suspicion that in your guide, Andrea, Christian Yelich is ranked higher than Aaron Judge. That's just a hunch I've got. But I want to see that guide, so please keep us updated. I know you're working hard on that. Can't wait to see it. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for everyone in the chat room. Everyone have a great Thursday. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day, everybody. And Kevin Hastings, you're up next, buddy.